Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fantasy Intervention. I am Juan Carlos Pena, along with Corey Spala and James Kriess, and we're going to bring you the weekly six pack. So I don't know if I'm going to just get things started, boys, but I think I will. And the first brew right out of the six pack is, for me, is DAndre Swift. This is a smooth drinking Great Lakes brew, and
Nice.
listen,
Nice.
the hype was real this offseason for DAndre Swift, and we were all kind of waiting. And it's like Daryl Bevel pushed back the release date week after week, and then we finally got a taste after the bye week of what it was really going to be like. And he showed up, man, and to the tune of 14 carries for 116 yards. DAndre Swift killed it on the ground this week. What I love going forward about DAndre Swift in Dynasty is that he showed enough involvement in the passing game even before this game with 8.2 yards per reception and a 12% target share that he was going to sustain a certain amount of value. He's had an 80% target rate. And then going forward, if you look at anybody's value, what you want to see is great games the rest of the season. And for the rest of the season, he has 7 games going up against bottom half defenses in the league among the likes of Atlanta, Minnesota, and Houston. And he's going to be able to produce for you the rest of the year. I think the writing is on the wall that this is going to be a Great Lakes lager that drinks the rest of the year.
Nice, man. I like that. I like that a lot. The guy I am going with, and I am a frequent traveler, mostly every year to Aruba. And in Aruba, they have an Aruban version of Amstel Light, and they call it Amstel Bright. So Mike Williams is my Amstel Bright. You saw the job he did on Marshawn Lattimore in week 5. 8 targets, 5 for 109, and 2 touchdowns, equating to 27.9 fantasy points and being the wide receiver 5 for the week. He has statted a 75% snap share. That is a blinding stat. He was injured in week 3 against Carolina, killing his overall snap percentage, running only 21 routes in that game, while injured with a hamstring injury. In every other game, Williams' snap share has been between 75% and 88%. Needless to say, he pretty much stays on the field. With the Jacksonville Jaguars on the schedule this week, look for Mike Williams to take advantage of cornerback Sidney Jones. Jones allowing the second most points in the league against receivers lining up on the left side against him. For dynasty purposes, the future between quarterback Justin Herbert and his receivers looks bright, with the young quarterback completing 68.8% of his passes and throwing for close to 1,200 yards in only 4 games. Look for the relationship we saw in week 5 between Herbert and Williams to continue throughout the season. And that is why Mike Williams is my Amstel Bright.
Love it. Definitely dig that one too. And to finish off with the third one, my pick is Darnell Mooney. This is kind of specifically talking for dynasty leagues. So Mooney is kind of looking to be what the Bears wanted Anthony Miller to be. Now, what I mean is not the same kind of similar receiver, as Mooney is more a down the field with speed guy compared to Miller, who has seen slot snaps 84% of the time. So what I'm trying to say is just the complementary receiver to Allen Robinson. Also, extend the man. With having 5 out of 6 games under 10 points, it is very interesting selecting Mooney as a player who I view as someone who has a stock on the rise. However, Mooney has outsnapped Miller in 4 out of the 6 games and out-targeted or tied Miller in 5 of the 6 games. Despite his size being his glaring weakness, he is very explosive. He goes up and gets the football with aggression and is able to make adjustments when needed to. Do not start Mooney and expect consistent production. This is a player I'm interested in dynasty leagues because of his playing time and the opportunity he is seeing from the Chicago Bears. They just kind of need to figure out that quarterback situation. However, the last 4 games, he has seen a minimum of 5 targets with a high of 9. This brew is being fermented. It needs to be matured, and it will be ready to be packaged for consumers to enjoy. Buy stock in Mooney before the beer hits the market and customers start showing up.
I like that,
man. I dig it, man. That's awesome how you did that right there. I like it. So some of these beers are our stock up, and some of these beers are our stock down, and beers that we may enjoy or we may not. And something that I always hate is when someone comes over your house and they bring over a variety pack. and you're like, oh, wow, this is interesting. There's a few different ones, and some of them have a lot of hype behind them.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, something that I'm taking down is I'm going to turn down the entire variety pack, Chef.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm going to turn it down, and it's the Rams backfield variety pack. Yeah, variety backfield, no more for me. I've had enough. There were 4 games where Darrell Henderson saw double-digit touches. There were 2 games where Malcolm Brown saw double-digit touches, and only one where Akers, who was supposed to be the beer that was promised, was going to show up for you, and he was only given double-digit touches that one time. That kind of a split provides way too much uncertainty. You don't know who it's going to be week to week. McVay has always said that he wanted a RBBC, and he's actually sticking to it. And he's finally, the coach speak is actually real for this time. And then the thing that makes me turn that defense of those guys away is the defenses that they're going to be going up against. Through the rest of the season, they're going to have 6 games against defenses that are in the top 12, not in the top half and not in the top, 20, top 12 defenses that they're going to be going up against. With that much uncertainty and things going forward, I'm going to turn down the 6-pack or the variety pack and try to get something different going forward.
Absolutely. The one guy that I just want to get rid of on all my teams, every share that I could possibly get rid of in Dynasty, you really can't get much value for him anymore, and that is Marvin Jones. What a letdown Marvin Jones is. 84, wide receiver, 84. 34.6 fantasy points over the last 5 games that he's been in. So disappointing. He hasn't posted double-digit points. He hasn't posted double-digit points since week 2, 12.3 fantasy points. That's his ceiling. And if that's his ceiling, I wish I sold at that ceiling. Now that Kenny Golladay is back and DAndre Swift is more active in that offense, Marvin Jones is turning to dust. He is that 30-year-old skunked beer in the back of your fridge that you just want to pour out, not even down the drain. You might want to pour him out outside and then cover it up with dirt. So, yes, I am done with Marvin Jones.
Wow. Well, as we're kicking Marvin Jones, the older guy, I'm going to pick a younger guy. Jerry Jeudy. I'm speaking in Dynasty Leagues. 6 games, 17 receptions, 266 yards, 1 touchdown. Now, this is majority without Sutton, without Hamler, and without Fant. And he's getting outplayed and outsnapped by Tim Patrick, the third-year guy from Utah. Jerry Jeudy was being talked about being the rookie wide receiver 1 with his elite route running ability. Jeudy headed into a situation that was not destined to have him be a wide receiver 1, with Sutton and Fant primed for huge year 2 and year 3s, respectively. And once they added on the second-round pick, 46th overall selection of Hamler, it got more messy. And then this isn't even to forget about the signing that they had in Melvin Gordon. And this was done before the draft. So I'm kind of thinking of A.J. Brown, how he was drafted to be the 1B to Corey Davis's 1A. In this situation, Jeudy was drafted to be the 1C option. So, I mean, Sutton's been out for the season, plus Fant and Hamler have missing games. Judy's play has not gone up. If you can find an owner who is high on Jeudy, sell him for a big return. I am not saying he is a bust already. We're only 6 games into a rookie season. What I am saying is sell for proven young talent and draft picks. This Jeudy taste just is not sitting well with me. I would trade it for a known taste that I can enjoy and let someone else get excited to try the fresh new beer on the market that is Jeudy.
I like it, man.
Yeah,
I like
that
it.
too.
I don't like the taste of Jeudy right now either, man. I'm right there with you, dude.
Yeah, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, and this is the time, maybe.
But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in to the FF Intervention. I am James Kriess. You can find me at FF_chef.
I am FF one of a kind.
And I'm Corey. You can find me at cdotFF.
And this was the Fantasy Six Pack.
See you next week.
Later, guys.
Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe.